I went through being mad at God. I went through a lot of different feelings and emotions because I told God, I said, I've been faithful. I've done everything you wanted me to do, and you take my son away. How dare you?
Hello, everyone. I am so excited about season 2 of Onward and Upward with Leslie E. Royal. I'm Leslie, and I will be interviewing several exceptional Black women who are making a significant difference in their communities. One such beautiful woman is Dr. Johnecia Mason. She is a college professor and the founder of a wonderful nonprofit called Rodney's Gift. Dr. Johnecia, welcome to season 2 of Onward and Upward with Leslie E. Royal.
Thank you so much, Leslie, for having me. It's such an honor to be here, and I am definitely looking forward to speaking with you and letting the public know more information about Rodney's Gift. It's such an honor to have been chosen for season 2.
Well, it is indeed my pleasure, and you are most deserving. I tell you, Dr. Johnecia, when I was sitting down with the team at Ashro and we were going through the prospective guests, I was so very excited about you, and they were too. You are so creative. You excel in virtually every area of your life. It's very important to you to serve others, and you were the perfect fit for this season. And so, to begin with, would you be willing to share a little about yourself?
Sure. I'm an Atlanta native, born and raised right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Went to school here. I also ended up going to college here. I'm a 2004 graduate of Spelman College. So I did all of my education here. I actually ended up staying here and getting my master's degree, as well as my doctorate in business administration, international business here as well. And so after doing all of that, straight from kindergarten all the way up, because my parents just were so like, you have to get your education. That is a must. And so I did that. After doing that, I went to the corporate America as a marketing manager for Jersey Mike Subs. I stayed there for a while, and then I said, you know what? I really want to give back to the community, because on the weekends, that is what I was doing through my sorority. I was doing a lot of community service, working with a lot of different organizations, reaching a lot of different students and children and even their parents as well. And I said, you know what? I want to make a difference in another kind of way. I want to teach people how to be responsible for themselves and to make a better way for themselves. And so I said, hey, you know what? I want to go into teaching. I had never thought of being a teacher, never. And so my mom is an educator, but so I had seen it through her eyes, but I never wanted to do it for myself. So I started teaching in 2011 and as a business professor, and I have enjoyed it. I have loved it. I have had students from a wide range of backgrounds, and I just immensely enjoy it. And also, when I'm not in the classroom, I enjoy spending my free time doing crafts. I love working with my hands. I love being creative. I love doing painting and woodworking, and also spending time watching TV. I love reality shows. That is my guilty pleasure.
Yes.
And then also, of course, spending time with my husband and my 3-year-old son, who both of them definitely keep me busy and on my toes.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Dr. Janice, I tell you, I admire you so. I have since the moment that I met you, and I'm just so happy that you're able to sit here and pour into me as well as the viewers of our series. And you just spoke about something that I think is really important, and that is education. And like your mother, my mother always taught me that education is the great equalizer.
Mhm.
So why was it important to you to get your doctorate, and how would you encourage young women to seek higher education?
Definitely. My mother has her doctorate degree. And so growing up in the house, I saw her push through and work on her final degree in education, which was her EDD. And so she always instilled in me and my brother, and she said, hey, whatever you do, you always want to be the best. You always want to maintain and always be at the top. And so she said, in education, the top is always to get the highest degree that is available to you. It's particularly with me being a woman of color. There weren't when she was coming along, there weren't a lot of options. It was either be a nurse or a teacher or a secretary. And she said, no, I'm just not going to just settle. If I have to settle, I'll be a teacher, but I'm also going to be the best teacher that I can be. And so when I went into business, I said, you know what, I'm not going to just stop at having an MBA, which is pretty much the top degree in business. I said, no, I want to be further because I am an African-American woman. There weren't many women who had a DBA. Once I did my research and I said, you know what, I want to go and get my doctorate. And so I did. I ended up getting my doctorate in business administration in international business, which is not a lot of African-American women who have the expertise of how to deal with and take a business internationally and how to actually do business overseas. And so what I would say to any young woman or just any woman, period, of any age, it's never too late to go back. Even though I chose to go from kindergarten all the way up and never take a break, you can always take a break and come back to your education. Yes. I just want you to always know that life is a never ending journey of learning. You are always educated some kind of way. It's not necessarily in a classroom, although I do promote formal education and getting that degree so that no one can take that from you. No one can take that piece of paper from you ever. But it's also, once you get that piece of paper, you definitely want to continue learning. Even as a professor, I am still learning every single day because the business world never stops. I'm constantly teaching my students new and innovative ways to navigate through the business world, how to start a business, how to do nonprofits, because it is forever changing. So education is not just formal. We are forever lifelong learners and getting education however we can. And it's definitely important for us as African-American women who, when we walk in the door, people automatically put a stereotype on us. And we definitely have to continue shattering those walls and shattering that glass ceiling.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Your mother is a wise woman, and so are you. And you are so right. And I'm glad you pointed that out. It's never too late. It does not matter how old we are. We can be 50 years old and go back and get that college degree, that 2-year degree, that 4-year degree, that master's degree. So thank you so very much for sharing that with us. And you just shared you worked in corporate America at one time. Now you're a college professor at 2 exceptional colleges. What are the names of them once again?
I am at Georgia Piedmont Technical College as well as Beulah Heights University.
Excellent. Beulah Heights University as well. Excellent. Excellent. I love it. And so you've got these passions. You're a professor. You're committed to your church. You're committed to your sorority, my beautiful sorority sister, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And you've decided, alongside your husband, to start a wonderful nonprofit called Rodney's Gift. Can you tell us a little about it?
Yes, and you named all of that, and then I go and add a nonprofit onto my plate as well.
That's right.
But, that is the true essence of a Black woman as well as an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. We always are steadily putting things on our plate, but we can handle it all.
Yes.
My husband and I started Rodney's Gift back in 2017 when we lost our first son. We actually lost him in 2016, and after finding a way to be parents, we got involved with the March of Dimes, and we started a team, and our team's name was Rodney's Gift. And his name was Rodney Alex Mason III. And so hence Rodney's Gift. And this was going to be his gift back to the world, because I never wanted anyone to go through what my husband and I went through. And to keep it short, my husband, we lost our first son due to his premature birth. He was born at 26 weeks and he only lived for 12 days. He was in the NICU the entire time. And He just couldn't keep oxygen. They could not keep his oxygen levels up. And so he succumbed to that 12 days after his birth. And so in order, like I said, to feel like parents, and definitely for me to feel like a mom and get through the grieving process, and to educate other mothers and other fathers as well, because fathers go through this process as well. My husband and I said, you know what, we need to start an organization, not necessarily just to raise money, but also to raise awareness and education, particularly to the African American community, as well as men and women of color, to educate them about pregnancy before, during, and after. When I went into my pregnancy, I was healthy. I had no known anything wrong with me, but during my pregnancy, I ended up having preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure, and also diabetes. And so that led to the premature birth of my child as well. And so I did not want another mother to experience that. And so I said, you know what, babe, we have got to find a way to get the word out, hence Rodney's Gift. And so since 2017, we have raised over $8,000 and given back to the community, to the infant mortality, maternal health. We have coming up this year, we have different resources that will be available. We have different workshops that will be available, different seminars. And then we have our rainbow baby. I cannot forget about my rainbow baby. My second son born, he was also born premature as well. His name is Rodney Alex Mason the fourth. And so he is a true testament that a baby can be born premature and just be exceptionally healthy and well. He is a bouncing 3-year-old. So Leslie, you've seen him. He is the light of our life. He is no delays. And I can't do anything but thank God that he is a perfectly normal and healthy baby, despite how he started out. But he is our rainbow baby, and he is a part of Rodney's Gift as well. And so we have incorporated him into this organization as well. We have a piece on when mothers have a premature child, what signs do you need to look for if they are developmentally delayed? Your child does not have to be developmentally delayed. There are resources out there. And we also have a component which is unique to ours, that we are incorporating the awareness to our fathers and bringing them alongside the mother during this process, because we cannot forget about our dads. They have lost a child too. They have a premature child as well. And so they are going through the pregnancy as well. So they need to be educated as well about what happens before, during, and after the pregnancy. And also, one more other thing about Rodney's Gift, we're going to add a component in there about the parents staying healthy throughout the children's lives, because we get them here healthy, but then mom and dad slack off, and we have to remain healthy ourselves in order to raise them. And so my husband and I, we've taken on the initiative. I lost 67 pounds to be here for my child, and we're going even further and bigger in 2021.
Congratulations to you on the weight
Thank
loss.
you.
And thank you for sharing your story with us. And we sympathize with you in the loss of your first baby. And thank God you're helping us, other women and men and families, so that they won't have to go through what you and your husband went through. Thank you so much for sharing that. And can you share the name of the website for Rodney's Gift?
Yes, the website is www.rodneysgift.org. And you can go there. You can learn more about our organization, learn more about our initiatives, as well as donate to the cause as well.
Excellent, excellent. And I absolutely love the Rodney's Gift t-shirt. That is so beautiful. So thank
Yes.
you for that. Look, that deserves 2 snaps up.
2 snaps, yeah.
That's right. So thank you for sharing that beautiful shirt with us. And you and your husband, Dr. Rodney Mason, experienced obstacles in your life. What advice would you give to other families that are experiencing obstacles, whether it's grief or other areas of their lives?
Yes. When my husband and I were going through the loss of our son, we leaned heavily on our faith, like just heavily. We're Christian, and so we leaned heavily on our church family. We leaned heavily on our prayers. to get us through a lot of the dark times. I will admit I went through a sense of postpartum depression. I went through guilt. I went through being mad at God. I went through a lot of different feelings and emotions because I told God, I said, I've been faithful. I've done everything you wanted me to do, and you take my son away. How dare you? Um, and so it's okay. What I will say is when you're going through your obstacles, no matter what they are, it is okay to have a moment of that dark period. You need that dark period to get through so you can see where you've come from. And so I look back now 5 years later and say I was in a very dark place when I lost my son. And now look at me 5 years later, I now have a new son, a new organization, and his memory and his legacy will live on forever. So I can see where I've come from. I also leaned heavily on my friends and my family. They were there whether I wanted them or not. I pushed them away several times. I did not answer the phone, and they just kept on. They just kept on. But I will say one of the real things that kept me going was both of my getting pregnant with my second son as well. Both of my children, I said, you know what? This cannot happen. This can no longer happen. And so I made the decision to do something for my children. And it's amazing, Sora Leslie, what strength you get just from little people, just from these little beings. And they give me so much inspiration to keep going, not only through that very dark period, but also now my 3-year-old, he keeps me going. He's learning now about his brother. He asks questions, he sees pictures. And so that just motivates me more and more to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep educating, and to keep volunteering, to keep it maternal health and infant mortality at the forefront of people's minds, particularly among the African American and women and men of color, our community. Because our babies are dying, and our moms are dying as well. And we have to prevent that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for educating us and blessing us. And I know you will be a blessing to all of our viewers that are seeing us here today. Thank you so much. Dr. Johnecia, what does onward and upward mean to you?
Onward and upward. Oh my, those two words. Onward and upward to me mean you just got to keep going. There is just bigger and better. Onward, just like it's not backward. It's just gonna be forever going. And upward, you always have to look north. It's always up. And I'm always constantly looking up because I'm always talking to my son because I know he's always looking down. I'm always talking to my grandparents who are up there. And so onward and upward just lets me know that I have to continue to press forward. I have to keep looking straight ahead. And so it just means going forward. Just keep going for your dreams. Just keep them at the forefront. Keep them at your window shield, your windshield, and not looking back in your rearview mirror. Just keep looking forward, and you will make it. You will get there. Yes, there will be bumps, but at least you know what, you keep pressing forward. You keep your foot on the accelerator. You may have to break a time or two, but let's hope that you never have to put that car in reverse and look back. It's okay if you do, but keep at the forefront that onward and upward, going forward, keeping in that going north mentality will definitely keep you going and keep you strong. So that's what onward and upward means to me. Just keep looking ahead and just keep going forward.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Johnecia, for taking time out of what I know to be a really busy schedule to speak with us today. We want to keep this conversation going online. And so before we leave, can you share your websites as well as your social media handles?
Yes, on Facebook. Well, our website is once again www.rodneysgift.org. We are also on Facebook at Rodney's Gift Inc. And I am personally on Facebook as well at Joe Mason. That's JOMASON. And then we also are on Instagram with Rodney's. That's RODNEYS underscore gift, GIFT underscore Inc. And so we are also on Instagram there. And we will be posting lots of pictures, lots of information of things that we are doing this year on all of those sites.
Excellent, excellent. I love it. I love it. Thank you so very much. And we look forward to going to your website. And so thank you so very much for inspiring us. Thank you so much for encouraging us. And we appreciate you.
Thank you so very much for having me. And again, it was such an honor to have been chosen to share.
Well, it's my pleasure. And you have a wonderful day.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Thank you.
Mhm.